Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Anybody ever have an experience with a backup dancer? Donna DeLore, backup dancer for Madonna on the Vogue tour, and I think there were only like 3 of them. I gave her a ride to her hotel after the Donna Mike show, and that was that. It was very, very exciting. We didn't have Madonna; we had a backup dancer on the show. So
after the Super Bowl a few years ago, I got to third base with the dancing shark.
Okay. Did you have to drink too to get it done?
It's intravenous. It's intravenous.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So everything goes through, and the copay was not bad.
They insert it rectally, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and that's how you return it as well.
It gets there faster.
They will a lot of times use the same dye 3 or 4 times in a day.
Since the last time we talked to that man on air, used to be one of my best friends, and I hope we can, become friends again, because I don't think there's really a friendship if you don't talk to each other.
No, that's more of a marriage.
But I feel like there's...
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Robb Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Katy, Texas, Sun River, Oregon, Adelaide, South Australia, Athens, Greece, Ypsilanti, Michigan, Southern By God, Maryland. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now for your listening pleasure. Glad to have you with us today. Oscar's broadcasting from home. We'll get to that in just a second here. But, looking at him, I'm almost feeling like I felt on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride looking at his shirt. Is it me, or is it that video? What is that pattern on the shirt on video for me? It's driving me. It's got to be the same for you, I would assume, Robb.
Yeah,
right?
It does. It almost looks as if it's alive and moving.
It's like there are little bugs crawling.
Yeah.
All
You
over.
know when you drive under an overpass and the 2 chain link
Not
fences?
green screen. Aren't you doing aren't you on the edge of your couch?
Yeah, I'm actually... is that a naked picture? I'm on my mom's.
Oh, you're an Olney.
Yeah.
Oh, is that? But that's not the naked picture.
No, my mom's standing next to me. Mom, I'm not going to show him that. Don't worry.
Is your mom really next to you?
Yeah, look, she's walking. She's scurrying away right now. Let's see.
Hi, Yoli.
Yeah, right. She's
Hello.
like, no, leave me alone.
Hi, Yoli.
She made a fast getaway.
Yeah, she's like, leave me alone.
I like how you play off camera, like the guy talking to his producer.
You're disappointed. You want to see my the urns, my family members?
Sure.
It's good video day.
Right there,
This is a
look,
good
they're right
video
up there.
day.
That's Tio Carmelo, Tio Tachi, Tia Tachi, Tio Umberto, all the way at the top.
Those are like deceased relatives?
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Is that all the ashes, or do other people have some of the ashes, and are some of them scattered
we
somewhere?
got another guy
or?
over here. Let me see if I can get you there. See that big one?
That big one down on the bottom?
Yeah, that was Tio Carlos. He was a bigger guy.
I
Are you joking or are you being? I can never tell when you're being serious.
I'm just joking.
God, I hope so. God,
A Zoftic
They
ceramic
look like
pot.
urns. They look like
They do.
funeral urns.
My father will leave the country, and then he'll come back with pieces of pottery that he feels belong in the United States of America, and they don't.
Really?
Have you ever felt that way? Like where you're like, this does not really fit our motif.
well, I mean, I'm sure they're lovely, and they perhaps remind him of his homeland.
Yeah, well, I've got this guy here. Let me go grab him. Oh,
Mike,
this is
have
the
you
right one.
ever had anyone display ashes like in an urn?
I'm aware of it being done.
Yeah.
This guy
Oh,
screams.
I love that.
This guy screams.
That's beautiful, though.
Like Incan and,
What's it say to me? It
the
screams,
sun god.
screams Chinese restaurant to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I was
Or
thinking
Hawaiian
Brady Bunch,
restaurant.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, I've got one that we used to have in my town, the Hookie Lao.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Hookie Lao.
We got this in Bolivia, though.
That's
strange.
beautiful,
It
though.
is. I love it.
You know what I love? I mean, I'm in a home now where anything that I've collected over the years, and I like real stuff.
Yeah.
I like to collect that. I don't do it anymore since I got involved with Carla, because everything we have on. What is that?
Is that a little cowboy?
Oh,
What
hello
is
there.
that?
Hi.
That's a beef. It's what's for dinner. Hello, dude.
Where's my
Hello,
pan
dude.
flute?
Hello, dude. That's a wonderful collectible, though.
Right?
Is it made of wood?
It's made of wood.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And there's not even a tag at the bottom. It's an original.
Oh, so there's no
Have you
UPC
ever
code.
have you broadcasted from Olney ever?
Just for my 30th birthday.
Really?
There's the second broadcast.
Yeah,
but
he's never
a
done
surgery.
it for our show. Yeah.
A surgery made it happen.
Can you show me the kitchen, the new kitchen?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Hold on 2 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. This is exciting.
I'm on an Ethernet cable. So
We'll get to Oscar and why he's there
Right
Yeah, but we want to
in
see
a
the
minute.
kitchen. So we scattered most of my Uncle Pete on the beach, but my dad kept back a little bit of Pete in a tiny urn that he has on a shelf. So it's just a little
Yeah,
bit.
well, I don't know if my sister has a little bit of my mom or not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And my mom still has Dave in a lunchbox.
Your mom has her husband?
Her husband, Dave, yeah, he had a Fender Stratocaster lunchbox, and that was actually how we put his ashes on the altar because he was a guitarist. He was a professional musician.
And she has that.
She still has the lunchbox. She doesn't know what she's going to ultimately do with it, but that's why
Did he want to be scattered anywhere?
Yeah, I don't think he left any wishes per scattering. He could be buried because he was a veteran, so he has
That
a
was,
spot.
by the way, when I lost it, right before. That's when you scatter ashes, and I'm sure you've done it before.
Yeah.
That's the finality of it.
That's weird.
That's when I lost it.
Yeah.
I lost it. That's the first time I sobbed like a little child in front of my sister and brother-in-law, niece and nephew, Carla, everybody down on the dock at Hancock Point, Maine, which you guys have seen.
That's such a
And I
special
was
place
just-
anyway. You know,
I
it's-
just was like that because the actual closure, and we waited a year after the funeral to do that, and it was just it's a sensitive time, and then that's also, in my opinion, what lends it to such comedic opportunity. The two that come to mind, Monty Python, and I forgot the name of the cast member.
It was Graham Chapman.
It was Graham Chapman, and they're
Yeah.
on stage, and they bring the urn, and he trips and falls, and the dust goes everywhere. It was just so irreverent and so funny.
So wonderful.
And then the other one, I think the all-time great cinema moment with ashes is scattering the ashes in The Big Lebowski.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
When they're standing up there, and the wind's in the wrong direction, and it just gets all over the dude. And I just thought that was the fun. Oscar, where are you? What are you doing? I don't know what he's up to. I see a shadow going around over there.
That means 3 more weeks of Bolivia, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you
What
see the
happened?
shadow.
What are you doing?
Oh, man, that was a rough run. I tried to get one of the naked ladies from my mom's room, but she's in there laying in bed. But I got
I
some
thought
other
you were
tricks.
just going to turn the camera
Yeah,
around
I
and
can
we
do
were going
that.
to see
I thought you wanted to see more
the
gadgets.
kitchen. No, I didn't want to see that. I don't
No,
care. I
you
just like to see
specifically
this.
said
Let
kitchen.
me pull it over.
It's hard to see from here. but that's
Right now we're
okay.
seeing a
It's so
sectional-
lovely. Look at
I'm
that
moving.
kitchen
I'm
island. What a
moving.
beautiful. I see it.
Yeah,
I
it's
see the
gorgeous.
newness. I see the shininess. I love it. I
love
think it
the
looks
exposed
lovely.
Are those exposed beams on the
Yes,
ceiling?
they
That's
are.
gorgeous.
Your childhood home. There it
Yeah.
is.
Wasn't that
That's
cool
beautiful.
growing up? They waited till I moved out to upgrade.
It wasn't that cool growing up.
Oh, I think it's pretty
So,
cool.
Boom.
Oscar.
What is that now? It's stone?
He's
From an
doing show
archaeological
and tell.
dig.
Dig it,
Really?
baby.
This is,
Is that from,
the Incan Empire.
That's
Oh, the
not-
Incas, South
Yeah,
America, Central America,
Probably
right?
shouldn't have that.
I doubt that's
Wink,
very.
wink.
When I see the bottom and the way it's manufactured, I doubt it's from the Incan Empire.
What about this guy?
Why do you doubt? Ooh, a samurai sword.
Yeah,
That's
very cool.
who got that? Your dad?
Yeah, I just found it in his office.
Is it near the record
He
player?
doesn't mess around.
Is that a real samurai
Oh,
sword?
yeah,
that you're
it absolutely is.
Oh, that's beautiful. But
That's
the bottom
incredible.
of that so-called archaeological find looked rather finished to be part of the Incan
Don't be
Empire.
jealous.
I'm
Just
not
'cause
jealous
It's not
at
about
all.
Elvis.
Well, you see, don't turn it on me. You're the one who's lying to America.
Why do you question the authenticity of
hold
that
up
artifact?
hold up the Incan artifact again?
Let me
Oscar.
see. Here we go.
Now show me the base of it. It's awfully cleanly finished, I think, to be an ancient
No,
piece.
I disagree. It looks like a piece of clay.
Is it a cat?
No,
What is-
I don't know.
Is it a cat? Because that's what you want it to be. That's what you want.
no,
you want
not
the
that.
Mecca. You want
No,
the
I don't
the,
want it
the
to be a
Asian.
I don't want it to
Your
be a
blue-
Maneki
it's-
Neko.
His little box is so small.
Yes.
Is it a cat?
Yes, I'm an idiot. No, it looks like a cat.
You are an idiot.
I'm not
It's
an idiot.
funny.
I see whiskers, and I don't want. Mike, a Maneki Neko
Whiskers?
needs to have an arm. That has no
It's
arm.
a cat.
It could be a cat.
Could be anything, really. You know,
You could smoke pot in it.
We can carbon date it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Be something to do.
let's have a scientist reach out to us.
Very exciting. So the reason Oscar is an Olney is because he now here's his forehead.
I'm back, baby.
He, I guess your wife
getting the impression that Oscar's on not much sleep because he's goofy?
He looks.
I've
a little,
I've been at the hospital since 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
Oscar, your
Yes.
wife had a surgical procedure today on her wrist.
Yes,
And that's why she is convalescing in Olney because it's more appropriate to do that than to be at the house in Georgetown.
Mike, what are the best hospitals in the D.C. area? Off the top of your
There's
head.
George Washington.
Mhm.
There's Georgetown.
Correct.
There's Georgia. There's George
Sibley,
of the Jungle. There's
Sibley Memorial.
Sibley's a very good one.
Took my
Innova Fairfax is
Great hospitals,
Innova?
right?
Is it
Yeah, it
still
is.
Innova?
Yeah, it
Great
is.
hospitals.
Innova
Johns
Fairfax
Hopkins.
outside.
Johns Hopkins in Baltimore
Hopkins,
is
yes.
fantastic, world renowned.
Fantastic. Where did she go?
My wife somehow ended up having surgery at Holy Cross Hospital, which I grew
that's
up.
a good one.
3 stars. 3 stars. Out of 5.
There might be people that work there that are offended.
My
by
wife was
you sound
born
a little
there.
like Benny from L.A. Law. That's a good one.
My wife was
Holy
born
Cross
there.
Hospital is a well-known.
It used to be a
reputation.
good place to go sledding when I was a kid, not go when you had a problem.
Where is it located?
Near Wheaton, Maryland, Silver Spring.
Wheaton.
Yeah.
Wheaton is the medical capital of the Eastern Seaboard.
Not the oyster of the tech corridor.
How come you sound better to me than Rob sounds in a perfectly organized studio?
Maybe because I EQ'd my own voice.
I mean,
before the show.
you sound far away, Rob. You sound very far away.
Well, I will
don't
increase my send to you then.
Please.
It just sounds a little muddy. But anyway, it's
Holy Cross.
It's Holy Cross.
Yes.
She had
She
a
tells
major operation on
Yes.
her wrist.
Boom. Can I share this? I don't know if you can share this on there. I'll share it to the computer and then I'll share it on the screen and then you'll
screen
see me.
share.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
sure.
great.
Do a screen share. Oscar
Yes.
sent a video of the moment that her wrist was opened up, tendons and everything, and it was amazing.
It
What is-
bloomed. I'm going to send this to you and then
What is
you
that?
share it, okay?
It's the music from Saw.
Pony. I'm going to send it to you and you can figure out how to share it within the TikTok later on. So this is why people should go to TikTok and subscribe to the Mike O'Mara Show.
Yes.
Are you going to be able to show it to us
You'll
live
see it in
on
real
your
time.
computer?
You'll see it in real time after the fact. I'm just going to send
It
it
was
to you now.
much gorier than I anticipated.
Yeah.
But can I tell you where I'm truly embarrassed? My wife is okay, by the way. For those that you care, I cared.
Yeah.
Is that all I thought about Mike, and you know this to be true, is when the pot calls the kettle right black. Is that the saying?
Yes.
And all we did to Rob was make fun of him, tease him, question his how much he loved his wife, when he did not understand or even have any sort of quantification of how serious her plastic surgery was going to be.
Right.
And I am here to say, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Rob,
Yes.
I am sorry because I walked into this
Think
surgery
nothing of it.
like I thought it was going to be something with a little razor. They're going to pop out a cyst,
Like a scraping.
and I thought we would be home. I scheduled a 10:30 a.m. business meeting that I thought I would be out and about. No big. I had 4 meetings while I was at the hospital, and I sat there and I was like, why did I not think of this being a big deal? We're at the hospital at 4 a.m. for pre-op. It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. You showed the video. I don't know how you acquired that.
Oh, I asked the doctor.
Did you ask him to do the video or
I
to
said,
make it available?
May I have a photo and, if possible, a video of the details of the surgery so I can speak knowledgeably with my sister and brother about it?
Were you in the room or did he get the video to you?
No, he texted me after the surgery.
Oh, wow.
And did you get it? Did you see it?
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
It
I mean, it
was.
was truly stunning. They opened up the wrist, and there was the tendon and everything, and the cyst that they removed from, I guess, the wrist was over on the the cutting room floor.
Were you surprised as I was when the alien popped out?
Now you're loud. Now you're awfully hot for me. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I apologize because I know what you hear is not what I hear. What were you saying? What was your question, please?
Were you surprised when the alien popped out?
It was so intense.
It was
I
too
thought
much.
He was just sharing a rando video of a wrist surgery when in fact that was her pretty little hand there.
Yeah.
It was my wife.
And it was, how long was she under the knife? She was in
surgery for 2 hours.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Recovery was roughly $3. Parking was $10, so I do respect that. That wasn't terrible.
By the way, do you ever get to the bottom of why your wife was in surgery was she really in surgery for 14 hours?
It wasn't 14. I think it was closer to 12. But yeah,
That's a massive amount of time.
You're rounding down.
Yeah. It was.
That's a massive amount. That's like open heart transplant surgery amounts.
We explained it at the time is that there was a collapsed bone of some sort, or
she had an emergency.
The cartilage was weak and it needed to be reinforced, and it was not.
So it was a totally different thing.
It was not what he
there.
anticipated. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's scary. It's scary whenever you go.
I think the takeaway here is whether you're hawkish, whether you think you're involved, whether you just, are blasé or you're just too busy to think about it.
Blasé.
When someone
what does it
says
have to do with the military when you're saying if you're hawkish?
Because Oscar ran into the room with a gun.
No, if you're hawkish, as in like you, or like a helicopter mom or a helicopter husband, helicopter dad, whatever
like
it may
Black
be.
Hawk helicopter? Is that the connection?
No, like in if you feel like you're aggressive about the well-being of your family, you know what's going on.
Come back.
I'm just trying to zero in on it. What you mean? Hawkish is just not the right usage. I'm sorry. It's
I think I'm right. I'm going to stand by what I just said.
Doves, are you talking tiger momish? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Where you're overly engaged, or you're very present when it comes to
correct.
So you're accusing yourself of not being present for this.
I thought I was until I saw this, and I said I pulled a speed whack.
Don't call it that.
I pulled a speed whack.
Don't turn my name into a noun.
I trusted someone just like throwing like, that they've got this covered, and I walked into it, and I was like, whoa, this is a big surgery.
Yeah, and the hand and the wrist, that's a very complicated thing.
Yeah, how's she gonna hang lights now?
There are doctors that just do hands. I mean, that's
said that, but it really looked like. When I saw the way he was handling himself there, it looked like he had his act together.
The surgeon arrived late.
He did?
He did. And then
he arrived late.
Yes. And then my wife said, he's always late. And I said, well.
He's always late.
He must be really good at his job because.
Yeah, Shannon has a type.
Because people deal with it because I'm really good at my job and you guys deal with it.
So late to a surgery is a little bit of a. When you've got an anesthesiologist and everybody waiting.
Everyone else is on time.
By.
Everyone else is on time.
Well, Mike, you know how traffic is in Wheaton.
Right. What time was the procedure scheduled for?
Procedure was at 7:30. He showed up at 7:45.
Oh, that's
they didn't go
not
into
okay.
surgery at 8:15 till 8:15, 8:30.
Oh, that's bad.
So that made
were the other people pissed? A little bit. That's
the main
7:30. There's.
Can you give some context? How like this isn't like we're doing a podcast waiting for Oscar. You're waiting for the surgeon.
Yeah,
it would seem. But you have other medical professionals that have a docket, right? That have a schedule. You are related,
including this doctor. He probably had multiple procedures that day, especially if he scheduled one at 7.
Yeah, you don't usually do one. You usually surgery day. You do multiples, especially orthopedic surgery. But I imagine that there was a bit of concern when you're talking. If you had said,
I didn't show it to Shannon. I can say it now that the last person I ever want to be late, and I like being late. You know that.
You love being late.
Yeah.
He's the surgeon that's going to work on a family member or myself.
Did they begin things like prep before the surgeon got there?
They had her like all IV'd up there, ready to go, and I was like, okay. I literally, I said, where's the surgeon? And Shannon's like, he's always late. And I was like, oh.
Shannon said that?
Yeah, I said, would have been nice to know before we got, signed up for this thing.
Yeah.
So the surgery is scheduled. The OR open.
Yes.
At a hospital.
Yes.
Which, by the way, you have to block off time for other individuals that might be there at 7:30. And I can see if he arrived at 7:15, which got you in there at 7. He arrived at 7:45?
Had his backpack on, had not gone to his locker.
Oh, my God.
And like did the pre-op, had the whole conversation with his backpack on and like street shoes.
Did he apologize?
No.
It's just his
I'm
thing.
not going to be antagonistic or throw off bad energy before.
Tough to do that at that
Doctor's
particular
Jack.
moment.
Yeah, you're right.
Tough to do that. I mean, it's just so no.
That's such
his
a bad
MO.
vibe. I had a doctor, a gastro guy, that I went and see. He was very highly recommended, very highly rated among people in the community, which because my mom is part of the Inova process, and his office was a mess. There was like banker boxes of documents and things. The office just looked disorganized. I said, if you can't organize an office, I'm not sure I want you being a doctor. If he can't show up on time, should he be
I
cutting
didn't mind
on her?
the on time thing. I imagine. I guess what the on time thing is, that's being hypocritical, right? And I did say what I said to the nurse. I said he must be really great because people deal with this on a regular basis. She did not seem put off by. She kind of agreed with Shannon's throwaway. Like, he's always late. And I was like, oh.
I guess
I'd be beside
who knows?
myself.
Yeah, I was beside myself. I didn't show it to my wife. I can tell her now. Because then you start looking up this guy, and he's got stellar reviews as a surgeon. So he clearly knows what he's doing. But I felt like I had let this weird feeling, and I know this is going to shock America. I felt like I'd let my wife down by not being more involved in this process.
Was that after the fact, after you saw what was involved in that?
Correct.
But obviously, she did the right thing by going to this surgeon because it was a major deal. How did it manifest? Did she have pain? Is that what
she
was
She had pain for some time, and then she had a couple MRIs, and then it felt like it was a 4-month from physical therapy to MRI to seeing the cyst. The cyst was actually applying pressure to her tendon, which was creating this carpal tunnel and pain,
nerves,
and nerve pain, and the surgeon, he was very thorough and capable. Like, all kidding aside, once I got that text in the video, it showed me that he knows what he's doing, but it also shows the gravity of the surgery. And,
the gravity of the surgery. I mean, there are things that you do that are a little incision, that you open up, and then there are things you do where you open up the whole. I mean, from here down to here. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing was wide open. It's like open back surgery.
Correct.
There's a difference between a laparoscopic procedure and a massive procedure, which was stunning to see. And then I immediately said, "Is that Shannon?" And you said yes, and I was shocked. And so the big question is, how's she doing now?
She's great. She's great. I think the only downside is, I mean, we definitely, with all due respect to my wife, there's no handies for at least 3 months.
Okay, you said that joke.
Wow.
It was what he said.
I mean, that's the downside.
Is she in holding now? Was it an
She's
outpatient
not
deal?
ambidextrous?
Oh, she just raised her other hand. She's right here.
Oh, okay.
She's there?
Yeah,
Right,
she's all hopped up on meds.
Oh, there she is. There. Hi.
Hello.
How you doing? Oh, look at that. Look at that arm. Wow. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, Oscar.
Yeah.
And you know, Oscar is such a...
This is when I say you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
Such a great bedside manner that when we actually hooked up with Oscar today before the show, he said, "Shannon, can you get this Zoom up, please?"
I heard that. I heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Wow. So now what's the prognosis for the recovery time?
Oh, this is the fun part, Mike, where they're like, you're going to have to come to physical therapy 3 times a week. And I'm like, and I'm like, cha-ching,
Yeah.
cha-ching,
Oh,
cha-ching.
PT, but
Cha-ching.
but don't slack on the physical therapy. That's
No,
where
she'll go.
everyone screws
I don't,
up.
look, I don't, the one
Hey,
thing
I made
will
a
not
living slacking on the physical therapy.
look at you now.
I blew one off last week.
Yeah.
I went once.
No,
Said, hey, you need to stretch more. See ya.
I
Don't put me through your dog and pony show and then tell me to stretch.
You
I know
have
to
to
stretch.
go.
I've stretched
You have
it
to
up.
go.
You
have
do.
to.
Well,
It's the
I mean,
thing.
right after they came to me, they had a part of my insurance had a person come in.
Got it.
And you remember, you guys went through
Yeah.
that. I think I told you that one of them was okay, and then the other one was a that came, and I was
Well, I
like,
remember the one I
you're gonna
remember.
have 4 days. You can come 4 days a week. That's fine. You know.
The one I remember that came into the house was Odd Job, the guy with the derby hat.
Yeah, and he didn't speak any English, so it was
but he
very
was
awkward for me.
great.
You know what was weird is that the last one I went to, just a level of disinterest that at 63, I don't have any. I'm not old enough where I'm going to say the reason I didn't go. I'm just my standard line. If I'm not fond of the medicine that's being practiced, my standard line is, yes, I need to cancel, and I will call to reschedule. That is my big kiss.
What you should say is, hi, I'm not fond of this. And then leave it at that, and then you don't have to do it anymore.
May I clarify?
Yeah.
Yes.
The hard work is in the physical therapy, because that onus falls on the patient, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you need it in order to recover fully. The people that I've seen, athletes, friends that have gone through the 30 reps of physical therapy after surgery, they're just fine. They're great.
Well, athletes would tell you that too.
Yeah.
So if you've got a guy in the NFL that blows out his ACL and he's going to try to get back in the league, it's grueling. Yeah. It's grueling. So and I know she's going to do that because she's very active, and that's what she does.
One more note about Holy Cross.
Yes.
Have you ever been pulled back to go see someone post-op? I'm sure everybody has here after giving birth or whatever it may be.
Oh, all the time. Well, not me as much as Carla.
Yeah, Carla.
Carla's done it about 500 times.
Do you? To see you.
But you were there.
They brought.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
The nurse. And look, I when a nurse kind of fumbles something, I give her a pass or give him a pass because it's a thankless job, especially these days. I was brought to no less than 8 different beds. And I saw 3 black women, 2 Latinas, and 3 white ladies, the third white lady being my wife, as we pulled back a curtain. And I was like, oh, that's not my wife. That's not my wife. That's not my wife.
It's like the worst episode.
8.
The worst episode of Let's Make a Deal ever. Let's pull back.
There
the
was
curtain.
one lady that almost looked like my wife.
With the doctor being late, I'm bet you're better than me. At that point, I'm going, what the F is the deal with this S show?
Oh, my God. A clown car of clown cars. And
they bring you back there, and they're just winging it.
On the
They figure they got 20 people, and they'll guess
on the
which
8th
one
curtain,
she is.
I saw my wife.
Who was the brain trust that was leading you by the hand?
It was just a nurse that came out and asked for my name, so they knew what my name was.
Was she chewing gum?
No, I don't think it was I think they're overwhelmed. I don't think they have enough people.
I don't know.
That's
about
scary.
That.
Well, I'm watching a show now that I just started. And it's called 5 Days at Memorial, and it's about Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah,
with a really stellar cast, including Vera Farmiga, who's in this.
Oh,
and
she's
it's
fantastic.
It's kind of what happens when hospitals don't have their act together. I'm just at the beginning of it, but hospitals they're like there's a volume of people.
Yep.
So how did you react to that when that happened?
Well, Mike, at that point,
after say number 4,
I said, can we double check the last name? It's Ceballos. And she goes, yeah, I got it. She was naming the beds, and we're just keep ping ponging around this OR.
She said, yeah, I got it, and then took you to 4 more.
4 more. I said, Shannon, Katie, Ceballos. She goes, oh, Cody. And I was like, yes. She goes, oh, she's in 15, like bed 15. I'm like, right there? She goes, yeah. So I just walked over there before a curtain was opened up, like The Price is Right, and there was another embarrassing moment.
God.
I said, that's
how weird was that? I mean, I don't know. It sounds like a bit of a tiny bit of an ordeal.
It was weird. And then on top of it, and this is where you have to be your own advocate. I really thought of the times that we harp on that with our families and with Rob and when Mike was in the hospital.
Yeah.
I kept going up to the desk and saying, hey, is my wife ready? The doctor called me and sent me a text of the surgery roughly an hour ago. He said it was going to be 40 minutes, so I gave it 20 minutes just to make sure that, is there any complications or something going on with anesthesia? Like, I'd rather know, just to be proactive. She goes, they would have called me, honey. They would have called me. And I said,
honey.
Okay. I have your pager. It just hasn't buzzed yet. And I'm sitting right here. 20 more minutes goes by. I go over. I'm like, hey, it's been, now 80 minutes now. It should have been 40 minutes. It's double the time. I'm a little concerned. Can I just get even talk to a doctor or somebody that's on the floor? And she goes, she said, trust me when I tell you, they'll buzz. This just happens sometimes. And then I finally...
You're there. What time do you arrive at the hospital? Just for a little context.
4:30 a.m.
4:30 a.m. And this is about what time that this is going
This
down?
is, he calls me roughly at 10 o'clock, and then it's 11:20. It's been 80 minutes since she got out of, so then roughly at the second hour of the post-op, I finally get back there, and I'm like, what is going on? I said, was there complications? I was told 40 minutes. It's been 2 hours, and I'm worried back there, right? And that's not about me, but
you
I'm
have
worried
every
for her.
right in the world, right?
And the nurse is like, no, we're just a little backed up. And I was like, I don't even know how to process that, right?
Backed up, maybe a good idea for the surgeon to show up at the scheduled time.
We got started late today because of the surgeon, so
maybe they did. Maybe
scary.
that was the whole thing that upset the
Scary.
How did it appear? Because you certainly had enough time to hang out and observe. Yeah. How did it feel the rest of the operation was running based on your observing? You certainly had time to observe other things, or though if you're in a waiting room and not
no, I was. They have a fantastic. This is the best lounge / waiting area I've ever seen. This trumps Sibley. This trumps not George Washington. George Washington's got a nice one. Georgetown's. Because they just remodeled Holy Cross, so I was like, this is some real estate here.
What made it so special?
It's the atrium. It's just huge with tables, or you could plug your laptop in and work if you wanted to. Like, they set it up.
Any chow?
I went to Potbelly's. Yes.
You went to Popeyes?
Potbelly's inside the cafeteria.
Oh, Potbelly's. They had a Potbelly inside the cafeteria?
Yes.
What did you have?
The wreck. The skinny wreck.
What's the skinny wreck?
It's like an Italian BMT, somewhat.
Oh, an Italian sub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
kiss me.
I had the rack, and then they didn't have milkshakes. One of those.
Oh, and you're talking about how good it is. No milkshakes.
Bought a big cookie. Ate that by myself. Didn't share that.
Does your lovely wife have an appetite yet?
Yeah. She just ate her rack that I bought at noon.
Oh, really? So she's eating.
Yes.
And if she was under general, she probably couldn't eat this morning, so she was probably ravenous.
And then the pharmacy. This is it. This is when you know you're paying
something else
dollar.
Go wrong on this horrible surgery.
I go to the
day?
pharmacy and they're like, one of the medications isn't covered by your insurance, and and we have good. When you have good insurance, you expect to pay for nothing,
right?
Yes.
So I was like, all right, how much is it going to cost? She said $330. And I said,
for antibiotics or something?
No, this is, she's got 4 different
pain meds.
And
get them cheaper on the street, Oscar.
I said, what am I?
Round them up and snort them.
You can call your insurance. I said, never mind. Here's my card. Moving on with life.
They love that when they put it on you. Say, well, you can call your insurance company and see if you can get it over.
No, you've lived that.
Yes,
because we're going to get another medical update later in the show when Rob talks about getting his MRI today.
I'll fall on the grenade just for the. And I'll push another bill or do something just to get the F out of there.
Yeah.
Like,
by the way, you said before the show, if I can make one comment here, I know we're talking about you. Your brother with that 1 day growth, that's a great look for skinny Rob, in my humble opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah, he looks great.
Rob.
Yeah, can you pull your microphone down a little bit? You're so skinny, the mic covers your face.
That level of beard,
you look like a man.
That is a very, very nice look.
Thank you.
You should just.
And I don't give you many sexy man compliments.
Yeah. Oh, well, not on air.
No,
but when you call me at night.
Pony, can we have a little more body on him? You can cut the TM off.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, you know what? Hold on a sec. If you don't mind, Rob, this is the first time I'm seeing you through the camera.
This is going to be awkward.
Can you
no matter
boost
what.
your chair up? Because that chair can go higher.
He's sitting a little low, a little bit. There he is.
How high can that chair go? There you go.
So we see his face. So we see his pretty.
Yeah, there you go.
Better?
I'm a little skewed.
So much better.
Hi, Mike.
There we are. So, doesn't he look great?
Yeah.
With that beard?
Yeah.
Thank you. You're very kind. I try to trim I try to trim it every weekend.
I like
don't trim it.
Yeah, you got a heavy enough. You got that stuff. You get away with it. Guys that don't have a beard, should not grow that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You and Oscar can both grow beards in 5 minutes. I cannot.
Yeah.
That's why I have to grow mine out all the way here, and that's why it stays this way for 72 years. But
I actually need to buy new clippers. Mine seized up on me last weekend. I turned them on, and it was humming like they work, right? And I thought, okay, great.
Yeah.
I go to run it through my beard, but the blade wasn't going back and forth. So all I did was I devised a small electric machine that pulled about 90 hairs all at once when I put it in my beard.
Got to keep that thing.
Yeah.
Got to soak it. Got to soak it in that solution.
This is old. I think I need to get a new set of
soak it and oil it.
Give Rob a little more body, Pony. I see you messing with the camera.
All right, so how is everybody now? Is that the last of the update? Is everybody okay? Everybody doing all right?
Yes, everybody is great. Just, buyer beware. Like, when someone's not making a big deal about something, ask them about it. Get some detail.
Yeah.
Did you have any conversations with the physician siblings yet regarding the surgery? What they think? Anytime
there's general anesthesia, you have to, because I asked my wife this. I said, hey, are they going to put you under? She's like, I don't know. And that should have, they said the surgery looks great. The surgeon looks capable. Nobody, they also tripled down. They said, you should never be late for surgery.
Yeah,
that was very clear.
Okay, yeah. All right, there you go, Doc. All right, so,
I did see a Ferrari, Italia, the new Ferraris.
Yeah,
in the doctor's parking lot, and I said, "Well, you'd think he'd get here on time if that was his car."
It was Mike. It was parked crooked, and the engine was still running.
All right, well, he's got an Oscars take. We're working him to death today. We'll do that when we come back right here.
This is your summer to win absolutely nothing from TMOS.
No Power Porsche. No trips to sketchy mid-level theme parks. No REO Speedwagon tickets.
You get nothing. Nothing to fill out, nothing to enter.
I mean Zed Bagel Zippy.
You got nothing. You're already a winner by listening and watching The Mike O'Mara Show on YouTube, Facebook Live, or TikTok, and listening through Stitcher, Spotify, Alexa, or subscribing to the TMOS Bonus Show.
It's the official start of a no-bummer summer on TMOS. Keep listening to win, you d***offs.
I said good day.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. You may be wondering if right now is a good time to buy a home. Well, according to my friend Mark Livingstone at Cornerstone First Financial, it's a great time to buy a home. I was talking to somebody about it today. Inventory is back to pre-pandemic levels, so it's a great chance to marry the house, but date the rate. And the guy that I was talking to today is not a Cornerstone guy, but he's in the business, and he loved that line. I said, that's what they say, and it makes sense to him. That means as rates change, you can lock in now to protect against higher rates, and once you're locked in, if rates go back down, you can refinance your mortgage and use the same people, our friends at Cornerstone First Financial, to lower your monthly payments. Residential lending has changed, and whether you're a first-time home buyer debating rent versus own, upsizing, downsizing, or anything in between, you need a team that knows your specific options and can get you the absolute best deal with their years of experience, customer service, and low rate. These guys are the best. They're the absolute best. They have a low rate guarantee. They're our friends, and they've done all of our loans. Whether a purchase or refinance, call Cornerstone First Financial today, the number one mortgage company of TMOS, 202-625-1221. That's 202-625-1221 or cornerstonefirst.com. And now, it's back. You asked for it, ladies and gentlemen, and you got it. It's time for that time-tested, wonderful feature known as Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
A review and comment on the news of the day, as only our Bolivian bloviator can do it. The views expressed by Oscar Santana do not reflect in any way the Mike O'Mara Show, its listeners, or any truly right-thinking citizenry of the United States. And now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
Oscar?
Yes, sir.
Nicki Minaj is Team Britney all the way. Yes, thank you, Rob. She proved it during an episode of her Queen Radio podcast by going off hard on Kevin Federline for making their business public. Here's her quote, all right? She said, "Do you understand what kind of clown you have to be a whole grown effing man as soon as you see somebody happy and getting married and moving on and being free and feeling good in their own skin to do the very thing that you know is going to attempt to break them down?" That's her quote. She also called him a coward for running to the media and trashed him for bringing the kids into it. Quote, "When they look back, they're going to say, why did we do this? They're kids. They don't know how detrimental this is. But compound word for one who performs oral sex on a male."
Oh.
And in closing, she told Kevin to leave Brittany the F alone. So she's on Team Brittany. I don't know what you think about that.
I've got an interesting take on this, Mike. Brittany had one Achilles throughout her showbiz life. It was her own version of a dream killer. And that was the backup dancer. She allegedly cheated on Justin Timberlake with one of her lead choreographers, backup dancer. She married a backup dancer, Kevin Federline. She divorced a backup dancer. J-Lo, another starlet, both on film and on stage and in music, dated and married a backup dancer, then divorced. These backup dancers are the kryptonite to show business. Stay away from the talent.
They're sexy.
Stay away from the talent. I don't care how many abs they have.
They're very fit.
Stay away from our wonderful, beautiful singers.
Anybody ever have an experience with a backup dancer?
No, I don't have abs for that.
Well, there was.
You do?
Oh.
Donna DeLore, who was the backup dancer for Madonna on the Vogue tour, and I think there were only like 3 of them. I gave her a ride to her hotel after the Donna Mike show in the morning.
Wow.
Jeez.
Drove her to the Grand Hyatt or wherever she was staying, and that was that. It was very, very exciting. We didn't have Madonna. We had a backup dancer on the show. So
after the Super Bowl a few years ago, I got to third base with the dancing shark.
Okay. Thank you. You're listening to Oscar's Take. Oscar, the shark.
Fins.
So soft.
Shut up. I don't mean it when I tell him to shut up when he makes me laugh like that. Oscar, you're listening to Robb's Take.
Robb's Take.
At the Australian premiere of the prequel series House of the Dragon, which I want to ask you guys about later in the show if we have time, a big-time cable CEO tried to joke about his first impression of Game of Thrones. Here's his quote, the Australian CEO. "I was like, what's this show with a short, dumpy girl walking into the fire?"
Oh, no.
The joke landed with a thud. His company quickly apologized and offered 1,000% BS explanation. Here's the quote. "The aim was to convey that for him, Game of Thrones was something very different for television in 2011, and that Emilia Clarke went from relatively unknown to one of the most recognized and most loved actors in television and film." What a BS answer from the stupid. What's your take on that, Oscar?
Mike, we've for years talked about how Australia and New Zealand, they have the best looking population in the world.
Yes.
So for an Australian, especially a showbiz executive, to look at Khaleesi,
Khaleesi, thank you.
Yeah, the Queen of the Dragons.
Queen.
And think, well, she could be fitter. That's the population, right? That's the sheer machismo from that population.
That's why we do Oscar's Take. I wouldn't have said that, but he did send the letters to him. You're listening to Oscar's Take, everybody. Oscar, back in 2001, the early days of the reality TV boom, ABC had a show called The Mole. The Mole.
I remember.
It featured a group of, remember we did Charlie as the mole back in those
For
days.
2 seasons, I thought it was about a dermatologist.
The Mole. It featured a group of contestants working together on a series of challenges. Each successful task would add money to a pot that only one of them would eventually win, but one of the contestants secretly is the mole whose job was to work against the contestants and try to make sure they failed. Well, Netflix is bringing back The Mole this fall. There's no word on an exact release date, but the show was already shot last year. The original version aired for 2 seasons with Anderson Cooper as host. Then there were 2 more celebrity seasons hosted by Ahmad Rashad. ABC revived it in 2008, but it only lasted one summer. So The Mole's coming back on streaming.
I have to tell you that I'm a little confused here because wasn't Todd Moore on The Mole? He was on Team CIA, or was that one of his friends?
No, I don't think Todd was on that. He was on a different show.
He was on Treasure Hunters.
Yeah, because he had to walk on fire, I remember, and they wouldn't do that on The Mole.
Is Todd still off the grid?
He's still off the grid. I haven't talked to him.
Todd.
Oh, geez.
We need Todd back.
Forever.
We need.
I don't know if we do.
Will he ever? He'll never change, right?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to know if I can have a conversation with him without him falling into Mar-a-Lago land.
Yeah, he's still and that's not over yet, and it won't be over until the big French.
That could be different now.
Attack.
I'm not. Look, I think we all, and if I may be a little, I guess not glib, but I'm bummed. I feel like I lost a friend over this.
Yeah,
you did.
You absolutely did,
and probably one of my only friends.
Last time we talked to him, I think, was January 6th.
On the air, absolutely.
Yeah, it was in the morning.
Right? And then I talked to him in the early afternoon, and he was already, back at his hotel. So thank God he wasn't in the Capitol. But
we were having fun, joking with him when he was at the rally, and then
I remember saying,
crap.
All BS aside, this is before the insurrection. I was like, don't we live in a fantastic country where people can have different thoughts and still, get together and have their voice heard? And then the insurrection happened.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? Maybe we should bring the toco de guerra, which is the curfew during war that they used to have in Bolivia. Like the stuff that we have since the last time we talked to that man on air. Used to be one of my best friends, and I hope we can become friends again. Because I don't think there's really a friendship if you don't talk to each other.
No, that's more of a marriage.
I feel like there's a level of loss.
Sure.
Yeah. It sucks. It really does.
Yeah.
This you never know. I'm glad we're doing Oscar's Take again. It goes in lots of different directions. Oscar, there is a chain of gym.
Sorry, I was loud.
There's a chain of gyms called Blink Fitness that's owned by Equinox. It started in New York, and they're still only in big cities, but they're trying to attract new members by offering to hypnotize people and trick them into enjoying exercise. It's called gymnosis. It's described as a series of free in-gym and virtual hypnosis sessions that are supposed to make you motivated to work out by accessing your subconscious. The in-person sessions are only available in New York. Everyone else has to sign up for a virtual group session online. Each one lasts 30 to 45 minutes. They're doing them between September 12th and September 18th. They say that for best results, you have to listen to a specific audio clip over and over again before bed for a few weeks, but results are not guaranteed. So it's gymnosis is what they're trying to hawk.
Equinox is better than this. Equinox is the celebrity gym to the world. And just so everybody knows, you pay more to go there. They have got all the pretty people. They have one in D.C. It's not as pretty as it is in L.A., but it's D.C. It's ugly Hollywood. But anybody that I know that's fit, that wants to look good, that has actual workout clothes that matches in color, and they look good, they go to Equinox. Mm-hmm. None of those people are getting hypnotized. They're actually doing the work. Or we have an example in front of us right now in Robb Spiewak where he just cut out all the garbage, and look at him now.
It helps. Yeah.
No.
I tried the gymnosis, Mike, and I was able to work out, but as a chicken.
Hey, you're listening to Oscar's Take.
And Mike,
right pills today.
And Mike, every hypnotist that we've ever had on the radio they've been hacks.
Oh, all of them.
Right?
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
And I've gone to places for weight loss when we had them on the air, and then I went down to I felt like such a
Flip Orley.
Yeah, I left, and I was just like, I wasn't under. Anyway, finally, Oscar, a man and a woman were arrested at Cedar Point. Isn't that the company that Twitch?
Yeah, that's Mark's outfit.
This happened Sunday after 4 witnesses told Sandusky, is that Ohio?
Yeah.
Sandusky, Ohio police that they saw the couple engaged in, doing the thing aboard one of the rides.
Oh, that would
according
be
to a
probably
police
Cedar Point would be that. Is that amusement
Well,
park?
he had his Cedar Point out, apparently. According to the police report, Dave Davis, his name's David Davis, and Heather Johnston, both 32 years old, were allegedly seen having sex while on the Cedar Point attraction, the Giant Wheel. The two were confronted by a security guard, and then they called the police. The witnesses there included 2 juveniles who were in the cart below on this large Ferris wheel. The 2 initially denied accusations. They reported to others that she had shorts on under her dress, dropped her cigarette pack, and then when she picked them up, he helped her. That's what their story was.
Yeah.
Witnesses told police that they felt the cart shaking.
Yes.
And saw the man and woman both expose themselves on the ride. The couple later admitted that they were engaged in sexual intercourse. So they were arrested for that.
Mike, I saw this story. And every time I see these stories, when I see the headline, even if I know it's clickbait, like I know like there's a part of me that says, please let this couple be good looking. Please.
And
yeah.
They're never good looking.
No, meth heads.
It's
usually
they're uggos.
Yeah.
There's something going on. It's always the people you don't want to see doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether it's at a baseball game, it's a public affair. It's at a beer garden. All of these videos we've all have seen.
Right.
It's never the attractive people. You know why? Because they care.
Yeah, they care, and that's the way it always. And the kids underneath them too, the juveniles.
That's even
they
worse.
also.
Though,
they also
if I was a
reported,
juvenile, that'd be interesting to see.
I smell boiled hot dogs. Anyway, that's it. We have to take. Thank you. That's Oscar's take.
It's okay to do it on the Ferris wheel, but do it on the time shaft. Then I'm impressed.
Do it on the Roundup or the octopus. We'll take a break, and when we come back, another health update because Robb finally had his procedure done today. We'll talk to him about that when we come back on the Medical News 101 show.
Fake football announcers, boating, and Southpaws. They all make the world go round, and they're all part of this week's bonus show. Here's a preview.
What a great day it is for the NFL and NFL football, everybody.
And just jump in the shower, and I'm ready for the day.
That play was wicked bad.
Cat is a crab in that water
The
tank.
right hand of God is exalted.
I am the sun god, and you will worship me.
Oh yeah, I love the Bible. Keep going, Oscar.
And my eyes are just bouncing around back.
You all better start respecting me.
I just pissed my pants.
The Team West bonus show has the styles, colors, and fabrics you need to look your best for back to school. Get your subscription today at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Bonus. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Finally, there's an e-bike made for everyone. Electric e-bikes.
Yes.
You've heard about it on this show. We talk about it all the time. They start at just $799. They're the fastest growing e-bike company in the U.S., and it's easy to see why. They're fully adjustable and customizable, so they're comfortable even for people who don't normally ride bikes. Plus, electric e-bikes ship free and come pre-assembled. I love that. And they're pre-charged. So it's an electric bike, but it's like, getting an iPhone or something.
Yep.
It's fantastic. You'll be on the road in no time. You can cover 45 miles at up to 28 miles per hour. Man, I'd love to have one. It's
My brother just ordered one to ride from his house to the T and then roll on the T.
Oh, that's perfect.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Plus, they quickly fold in half. No bike rack or truck required. It's way more eco-friendly than a car. Explore the great outdoors or the city while keeping the air clean. You're helping the environment. It goes over any terrain, including snow and sand. The battery is hidden away, and there's an LCD display featuring speed, range, and adjustable power level. Ultra cool. So, where will your e-bike adventures take you? Go to electricebike.com and get $100 off any e-bike purchase. That's LECTRIC ebikes.com. All right, on the Medical 101 show today, we really have to cover the ground because we have really been on Robb about getting this last bit of medical information wrapped up. I will tell you, your color to me looks like, I feel like even you weren't out of the woods for a good long time.
Yeah, for a while you were like gray.
Yeah.
You were gray, and you don't look gray anymore. You look like maybe you've turned. So, but I know
all
that
of this flattery is just making me.
Well, you look
This is a
good.
new camera.
You look good. I mean,
it is a new camera.
It is a
Thank
new
you,
camera,
Pony.
yes.
Don't be a dick.
Just saying.
Let me just. Well, you could have.
Is
fixed
it a
the
new
old
camera?
No,
It
it's the
is.
same camera that's calibrated correctly. So you think
I got a
Pony,
look at mine.
You just
Look at
you just-
mine.
you just
I have a
outed-
tan.
outed
Do you know I
yourself.
have a tan? This camera is set on.
It's the same camera you have.
I've got Guardians of the Galaxy setting on here.
You do look
Like
sickly.
this is the color I was when I barfed on the ride and I came off of it. I have to fix it.
We can
We
fix
can
it.
work on
We'll
that.
fix it
Just a
after
quick
the show.
Just
Yeah.
a quick. Is that? I can't tell if Santos is behind me. For those of you watching
Yeah.
on video,
Yes.
that little thing right there.
Is that his dink?
I think
that-
it is.
I think it is.
Yeah.
No, because his. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause
his.
it's-
all
yeah.
right. Yeah, that's his tail. Yeah, that's his.
You're going to get us
No.
blocked.
No, that's not his wiener.
It is.
I think it is.
It is.
Yeah. Look at that thing.
Oh wow. It's a.
Mm.
All right, that's a
Wow.
little porn for the show.
I just
today.
wanted to cover
Dog
it up.
porn.
Want to be thoughtful.
So this is your liver doctor who wanted you to get one last check and a scan
Yeah.
to
give
button
just
things up.
a quick sort of background on the MRI is early on when I was under treatment, I got an MRI, but it was not approved to be an MRI with contrast, where they pump you full a little bit of dye so they can see things better. Because of this, the reason is that you have to have a MRI with contrast approved, you have to have evidence of cirrhosis, but you really can't see cirrhosis without having the dye injected. And so when they finally
and for background, if you're just tuning in and you've lived
Rob's
in
a
a cave, or
recovering
you've had
alcoholic.
That's right.
Rob, spent 15 years drinking Country Time lemonade with grain alcohol and turned his liver into a raisin. So that's where we are.
But 5
right
months
now.
sober now. Yeah.
Mike,
Yes, 5 months
update.
sober, which he deserves credit for. Yes.
Going to the Montgomery County Beer and Wine Store where they sell the 10% Crush tonight.
Oh. Is it Smash or is it Crush?
I'm sorry, it's Smash.
Smash.
So it's the 10% orange Smash.
In Maryland.
Yeah, but only in Maryland.
He's going there tonight, and he's been up since 4 o'clock.
That'll be
I
good.
guess we'll see some videos later on.
I wish I was. I wish I was that clerk. So,
Yeah. Anyway, you've been through it.
Yeah.
You got
I've
yourself
been approved,
together.
denied,
You haven't-
approved,
you
denied,
haven't-
approved, denied.
You've lost 80 plus pounds.
Yes, and
you
so-
haven't had
But
a
the
drop of
MRIs have
alcohol.
been problematic, and this last scan is determined to see everything because when
Everything,
they inject you
yeah.
with the dye, that's the big deal. That's
and I
when
got,
they really
I got
can take
actually,
a
I
look at it.
already have the results from what I can tell. I mean, it's all medical parlance, but it doesn't seem to be anything too bad. I'm very eager to hear what the doctor breaks it down.
Yeah,
to
you
English
got to
for me.
let him
Yeah.
do the analysis. But you got the printout as far as what they tell you,
I got
what
the,
they saw.
Yeah, the actual verbiage, the writing
Well,
about
what did it say?
Well, I can tell you exactly
Please.
what it says. I'll go down to
Yeah,
the,
I'm pretty good at reading these things.
Okay,
The jargon.
I went into the doctor and I said, "How do I stand?" He says, "That's what troubles me." Here we go. It's an old joke.
What? I don't even
God.
understand that.
It's like a hack dad joke. Just read the
No,
goddamn
actually,
thing.
it's a Henny Youngman joke. Okay, these are the final impressions. This is like the summary at the bottom. Okay, morphologic changes of chronic liver disease with stigmata of portal hypertension, including splenomegaly.
You might want to share that with your doctor.
Yeah, and upper abdominal variances. Now, wait, it gets better. Diffuse nodularity of the hepatic parenchyma in keeping with regenerative nodules. But wait, this is the sentence I like.
Okay.
No growing or otherwise suspicious focal liver lesion identified, which I think a liver lesion is scarring, meaning that there is no evidence of increased cirrhosis, I believe. Mild.
Where did you go to medical school?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, you make sure that when's he going to get back to you?
well, I mean, the results have been in for all of 90 minutes, so I'm hoping.
Oh, you just got it.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it was today.
You just got back from it?
Yeah, it was this morning.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right,
it was at
very
10
good.
o'clock.
All right.
10 o'clock, and a mild upper abdominal lymphadenopathy, not significantly changed, and gallstones. So, but other than that, I mean, it seems to be not. There didn't seem to be any
So you've
crisis.
read these before from your previous ones, and you're optimistic, and it sounds optimistic, and
So
I hope that
we shall see.
that when you get the report, but it's terrific.
But when
I'm happy for you.
this one, I didn't go to. There are offices that just do MRIs, like radiological offices. This one, in order to get scheduled sooner, I actually went to Inova Loudoun Hospital. I went to the hospital. Hospital, and got in and went through the check-in and everything. And then I sit down for my little pre-interview to pay my copay and check my address and everything. And the lady was sort of in the dark, and there was a sheet of plexiglass between us because of the COVID. It's in all the papers. Everyone's heard about it.
Right.
I didn't realize, and bless her heart, she could not have been nicer. But when I came in, she was in profile. And I didn't realize that one of her eyes, I don't know if it was something cosmetic or perhaps an injury, one of her eyes was significantly larger than the other. And the other one was sort of
your pardon, I'm not your
not quite as bad as the guy from Cannonball Run, but we're on the same track.
Greetings, the Rangoon University of Rangoon, another decided
Dr. Nicholas Van Helsing.
Dr. Nicholas Van Helsing, professor of proctology.
So I didn't, and other related tendencies. So I didn't realize this when I sat down. And also keep in mind that I have been within 12 hours of getting this MRI done and having it canceled before. So
because of your crappy insurance
I had a stack of papers that had all the approval numbers and everything. So I told Carrie, I said, I'm very excited to get this done and over with today, but I'm not going to even so much as heave a sigh of relief until I'm out of the tube and in my car headed home, because I'm not going to believe it's going to happen until it's happened.
Yeah.
Well, she starts asking me the stuff. And I say, and she says, and your insurance is Cigna?
This is before you go in.
Right. This is just the check-in.
So you're working, you gave us the results, and now you're talking about when you check in. You're on edge because you think maybe they're going to F you again regarding the procedure because of denial by insurance.
Yeah, so I go in, and there's 3 clipboards. I find the clipboard that's for MRIs. I take the clean pen. I sign in. I put it in the dirty pen container, and she calls me over. And she's in profile, and she says, is this your current address? And I give her the 3 digits. And she turns to me and she looks at the computer screen, and I didn't realize it's just the way her face was. She had the look in her face like something's wrong with your insurance. Because
because you've seen it before.
Yeah, and she's like this. She's like looking at the screen, and I didn't realize that it was a non-changing facial feature.
Oh, she's and
I felt so bad.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
I said, is everything all right? And she looked at me and said, it's fine, honey. It's fine.
It's fine. It's just my lazy eye.
Yeah. And then
You're okay to go. You get yourself ready to go in there. But you'll be fine.
Every time she asked me a question, it was look at the screen and then look at me with that squint. Like
Did you have to drink goo? Did you have to drink goo to get it done?
It's intravenous. It's intravenous.
Okay, yeah.
So everything goes through, and the copay was not bad.
They insert it rectally, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and that's how you return it as well.
It gets there faster.
They will a lot of times use the same dye 3 or 4 times in a day. So
I had that done
Squinty,
believe it or not.
Well, we got that drought going on.
Squinty takes me over to the waiting area.
Squinty.
And bless her heart, she was great. And
why are you being so rude about this wonderful lady that helped you?
Because I made the way she presented herself and what I was
she scared him because she was looking at the screen like he might not be approved.
Yeah, so I get approved. Everything's fine. And then the guy that comes out that's going to do my MRI, he walks out and he's masked up, so I don't recognize him at first. He says, Spiewak. And it turns out the guy named Eric that I've met before, I went to school with his sister. He's a listener to the show.
Oh, wow.
He took such good care of me. He says,
oh, that's awesome. Good for you.
He comes out, he says, yeah, I saw your name and I made sure I was your guy. He said, why'd you wear jeans? You don't wear jeans to an MRI. You're going to have to wear a robe with your ass hanging out. Hold on. And he goes back and he grabs me doctor's scrubs so I don't have to have my ass hanging out during the MRI, and I don't have to wear my jeans. And then he sits me on the big sliding panel, and they put headphones on you to, first of all, so they can talk to you and to minimize the noise.
So you don't hear the
He puts them on, and he says, I hear in the headphones, he says, now there's a bulb that's in your left hand that if you squeeze out, if there's a problem, other than that, just follow the instructions. and he clicks on Spotify and he plays me Elvis music while I'm in the MRI tube.
That's great.
Sounds like a tale of two different medical procedures.
It was so relaxed and good, and he came on before every breath hold. He says, this one's 12 seconds, this one's 14. He says, this is a 19, this is the longest one. Just try to do the best you can. Then he brings it out. Great small talk. Heard about his family, heard about his kids, heard about Sonia, who I went to school with. And then he walked me to my car. He said, where are you parked? I said, top of the garage. He says, you don't have to go through the lobby. I know a shortcut. And he takes me out his side door, takes me to the garage.
Man, what's his first name?
Cool. Eric Gregoire. He's fantastic.
Hi, Eric. Good man, Eric. Thanks for taking care of our guy here.
Really, I really just had to appreciate the fact that this has been looming. This one procedure has been looming over my head for about 7 or 8 weeks.
Yeah,
and
sucks.
Just to get it done was great, but to have it done with that level of care and excellence was really, really a great thing.
Oh, that's good news. And then the final thing will be your doc telling you what everything looks like, and then hopefully everything's smooth sailing if you keep on the straight and narrow.
Fingers
and I think
crossed.
you're going to do that.
Fingers
so that's
crossed.
awesome. I love it.
As long as you don't get sorry, kids. The moose up front should have told you.
Well, the only thing is that the dye made my eyes squint up.
There you go. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Procedures down the hallway to your right. All right. I was treated like a 3-year-old yesterday. I'm not happy about it, and I'm being bullied. I'm not being abused, but I'm being bullied. I'll tell you all about it when we come back. Serious. Hello, I'm Condo Bob.
The year was 1974 when Condo Bob walked out that door. Bought his first condo down by the shore, and that's when the legend of the man was born. The legend, Condo Bob.
Condo Bob, some kind of man. Condo Bob.
Condo Bob.
You'll become a legend just like Condo Bob when you subscribe to the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Click the banner and subscribe today.
Condo Bob.
Some kind of man.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Life's best moments happen around a roaring fire, and a smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove makes your outdoor moments even more memorable. Mm-hmm. There's nothing like making memories, but instead of having to constantly dodge campfire fumes, you can sit back, relax, and actually enjoy the fire. I know it's fumes. Don't signal me. No one.
I did.
Imaginary person I'm pretending is in the room. Because there's nothing like a roaring fire to bring you back to what matters. And guess what? Right now, you can get a great deal on a Solo Stove fire pit. They are brilliantly engineered, made with stainless steel and designed to maximize efficiency and minimize smoke. It's easy to light with just a few bits of starter. Your fire is ablazing in minutes. They're so confident that you're going to love it that they offer a lifetime warranty and a 30-day free return policy. We all have them. We all love them. Solo Stove is the best. And right now, you can get big discounts on all fire pits during Solo Stove's summer sale. Use promo code TMOS at solostove.com for an extra $10 off. That's solostove.com, promo code TMOS for $10 off on top of their incredible summer sale discount. All you folks out there, once the heat's over in the Pacific Northwest, all our listeners out there, all your Spokaneites, your Seattle people, your Portland, your Eugene, you go grab those, baby.
British Columbia.
And it's getting cooler in the D.C. Metro, too. It was 60 degrees overnight, 58 in Leesburg. So it's time to get one.
Wonderful.
Yes.
It's not getting cooler down here. Not at all.
You're not helping,
Mike. Not even close. Well, no. I mean, no. I go out and I hit a couple of golf balls this morning, and I'm on the range, and I might as well have jumped in a swimming pool. In fact, it soaks through my teeth.
Does the ball burst into flames when you make contact with it?
It's just it's hot. If you're not prepared,
it's humid.
It is moist,
and it's just all the rules that you pay attention to down here becomes rote. The hydration deal. You seek
Repel,
shade at
rehydrate. It's rope.
It's rote. Rote. Well, we explain what by rote is. It's a routine.
It's a routine. It's something you do by habit.
Right.
Yeah, like the way every day you tune out during Soundtown. It's the same thing.
I thought you were giving me Roy G. Biv.
No. It's
red,
not.
Green.
It's not one of those.
Oh.
Roy G.
Rote
Biv
is, for example, what I do now. Thank you, Noom. Is recording my food every day.
Okay.
And like everything, and
Habitual.
Noon will tell you this, it's a ritual, but occasionally you slip up and you might not put something in there. And that usually coincides with not doing what you're supposed to do as far as putting in your belly. But anyway, Carla is good at it. I'm very good at it now. I've gotten into the habit of doing it. But at the same time, you have your good days, and occasionally you might have a little off day where you don't do. But this particular week, not only is our son going to school, back to school for the first time, not only is he going to a new school, but it's been, it's just adjusting. It's adjusting to the new routine. And I've now that my son is back in school and we get him up about 6:15 in the morning, he goes through his little ritual. I've assumed his duties that he had during the summer of walking the dogs in the morning so he can get his act together and get ready. I hate it. I hate that dog. Well, when I'm walking that dog, it's the worst part. I love the dog, hate the task. Hate the task.
Get the kid up 15 minutes earlier, plenty of time to walk the dog.
I understand, but I would rather have the freshness and attitude, and you extend a little leeway on him when it comes to. By the way, and I wrote this down. One of the administrators saw the name in the windshield today. My wife called me right away, said, your son is an amazing addition to this school. He is so polite. He is mature beyond his years, and we are delighted. He is going to do really well here, and we are thrilled to have him. And Carla called me immediately, so my pride is bursting today.
That's
said,
normally followed with, would you like to volunteer for the auction this year?
I heard your husband's a broadcaster.
I don't know.
We have a charity auction.
Quiet. Anyway, I don't want to do that.
On the auction, Oscar.
Yeah, said something that we must be doing. She said something like, you must be doing something right. And it's a great feeling as a parent
to hear.
To get
beat
that.
him on Tuesdays.
Never got it, but I imagine it must be wonderful.
So anyway, we're sitting there. We're going to. Carla says that we're going out. We have a date. We have a babysitter on Saturday night, and we have that one night a week where we get to have a bad meal.
Right.
And when I say a bad meal, I mean a good meal. And so she books this restaurant that we've wanted to go to for about 5 years, and we haven't had a chance. And she said, the Olive Garden, which was lovely. And actually, it's Don Julio's.
Oh, yeah.
What's the Don Julio?
No, it's not. No, it's that's. I saw that's. I think a Mexican food chain.
Yeah.
It's like Mia, but
on
she
the
says
border.
She says to me that next to this restaurant that she drove by because she wanted to see where it was, she thought it was right off the main drag, and she saw it. She said, and I just drove through the parking lot. I wanted to see what it looked like. And she looks at it from the outside, and then she says, next door is an amazing French bakery. And she said, you wouldn't believe this. I said, did you go in? She said, yes, I did. Remember that thing Michael was eating when he came in after the first day of school? She wanted to get him a little treat for the first day of school. So we're driving after dropping off the second day, I think. We went together, dropped him off, and she said, yeah, it's right up here. I said, well, why don't we go in? And she goes, okay. And so we drive into the bakery, and there's a little old man sitting at this tiny little French bakery table that's out in that little lobby in a strip mall. You know the way they look. And they got the cases. And I judge a bakery or a cupcakery or a pastry shop of any kind by the fullness of their little container. If you've got a display case that's chock-a-block with stuff, they're working their asses off. Yeah. And that's a good place to go. So we walk in, and it is just loaded with stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And I walk in, and I see that they have little breakfast, like on ciabatta bread, little sandwiches.
Oh, yum.
All right, I'll have that. And then I order that, and I walk over, and I said, you know what? Can you get me one of these? And Carla, all of a sudden, her fingers get longer, and hair starts coming out of them. Fangs begin to come down out of her mouth, and she looks at me, and she goes, No, you do not. You do not order that. Do not order. And I am in an instant transformed into an effing 3-year-old child. I am standing there. I look over at at Pops in the corner, who doesn't look like he can hear the dinner bell, thank God. If there had been multiple people in there, I would have been more mortified. I was still embarrassed by Anna, the lady behind the counter. I got her name later because I like the bakery. And, she's like, no, you don't.
What were you trying to buy?
Like, how off?
I was getting a little raspberry pastry thing for maybe, Fileta. I thought that would be something
Not
that... Fileta.
Wait. Can you rewind a little bit? What were you there for, and what were you trying to get Fileta?
Well, I wasn't there for anything other than to go in. But you can't ask a person who's addicted to food like I am to walk into a fucking bakery and just walk in and be like, doop, 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 doop. What am I going in there? I want to see how they polish the effing glass. Is that what I'm in? I'm in there to see if the friggin' floor's clean. Well, Mike, what the hell am I in there?
I oftentimes will go into the local liquor store just to make sure that everything looks right.
But I'm a dude. So I go in there. Men go into a store. You go into a store because you want to buy something.
You don't go into a store because you want to buy something.
Yeah.
You want to buy
that's what we do.
You want to buy a speaker. You want to buy a TV.
How was the smell in the bakery?
Yeah,
it wasn't that good.
Really?
When I say it wasn't that good, it wasn't overpowering. There was no... Things had been put in the case. There was not an overwhelming... Okay. I don't think things were baking at that
French
moment.
Bakery in the morning.
Incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah.
There's no...
It was absolutely special. The baguettes, the bread, the pastries, Napoleons, eclairs. They had all these wonderful things.
Say it again slower.
Eclairs. It was just so beautiful. And so anyway, I relented. Because I don't have any testicles at all.
You also
my
have
testicles,
man-tees.
my man-tees and my testicles are on the mantle here at Torture Acres, and that was it. And I had my
she
little.
wants to keep you on the program.
Yeah.
And by the way, she goes, and then I get my little ciabatta with the egg thing on it, and she goes, that's 4,500 calories. No, it wasn't, Carla. It was 520 calories. I had the calories for it, and I put it in my food log, and I didn't go over my calories. Thank you very much. So that's a little window.
She just loves you. That's all.
Yeah, sure. She does.
All right. A wreck from Potbelly has 700 calories.
Yeah, you got to watch them. Got to watch those little numbers. Got to see what they are on there, But it's nice to have somebody who's watching you and treating you like seriously you're a kindergartner, And it's like,
no.
And then the old man on his way out told me a dirty joke, which was, pretty good. Something about a lady in shirts with like a toilet paper in her butt. We'll take a break and we'll come back right after this.
Hey kids, where do you want to go for dinner?
Amato! Now Jim Amato is gonna sell a veggie burger.
Amato burgers. I love beef, but I'll take this.
You'll not believe the incredible Michael Mara burger.
This Amato veggie burger is fantastic.
Oh God, these are good.
Welcome to Amato's, Pittsburgh's favorite burger.
It says 100% guaranteed, you moron.
At Amato's, we pack our burgers with top quality cuts of beef and prepare everything with tender love and care.
Did they teach you that here, Brad?
If you're hungry for laughs, why not try the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show? Supersize the fun with a yearly subscription at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Yeah, don't just stare at it, eat it.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. The hot summer months are here, and we need to be proactive about keeping our bodies fueled. I was just talking about the heat down here in Florida. I have to be aware of it more than anybody else because I'm outside in 95-degree weather with 85% humidity. That is no exaggeration. It makes us feel healthier in our everyday lives. I'm talking about Liquid IV. One stick of Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier in 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. Plus, Liquid IV has incredible hydration flavors: watermelon, lemon lime, grape, pina colada, strawberry. Plus, it has 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. It's non-GMO. It's free from gluten, dairy, and soy. Liquid IV has cellular transport technology, CTT. That is the ratio of glucose, the optimal ratio, by the way, of glucose, sodium, and potassium to deliver water and nutrients to the bloodstream super fast. Plus, Liquid IV is out to change the world. They've donated over 20 million servings globally. Be like me, drink Liquid IV. Grab Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TMOS at checkout. That's 25% off if you go to our website. You use our code. Anything you order, use promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration today at liquidiv.com, and the promo code, don't forget it, TMOS, people. Do it today.
Sound.
We call this stereophonic sound.
Soundtown.
It came up earlier this week on the show, Mike, a lanyap, and that is a little something extra you get when you buy something. A good example of a lanyap is if you go to a produce stand, they'll give you what they call a baker's dozen. You pay for 12 ears of corn, they give you 13. It's a little
Another
something
example
extra.
of a lanyap, you go to a bakery and you get a breakfast sandwich, and then you get a little pastry afterwards.
Yeah.
But the person that'll screw that lanyap will be if your wife yells at you like you're,
Precisely.
you just got out of a crib.
Or at the end of a meal when you get an avocado.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. By the way, I've been thinking about that, and I'm going to order an affogato.
Yes.
When I go to this restaurant. I don't think it's an Italian restaurant, and so they probably won't. But I mean, it's an espresso with a scoop of ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream, yeah. Not too much
Vanilla
coffee,
ice cream.
remember.
Okay,
Anyway,
thank you.
so this fellow in Ohio.
I'm out of my mind.
This fellow in Ohio ordered DoorDash and got his dinner, and he got a lanyap. He was not expecting it. It was marijuana.
Did this start with the driver, or did this start in the restaurant that I ordered it from? Which makes me question where are these drugs coming from. He would give me my money back and refund me my order if I gave him my entire bag back, because he claimed that there was medicine in the bag for his friend. I told him, no, sir, I can't give it back. I just want certain companies like DoorDash or Grubhub want to question what kind of background checks they're taking for their employees, and do they really know the people who are working for them?
I'm excessively high-strung.
Isn't marijuana legal?
Yeah, in lots of places it is, but he got the wrong dude there, right? He got the I just question, no, I'm not giving it back. It sounds like maybe, the guy was a little narc, right?
Yeah,
aren't we disc jockeys all the way, siding with the person that didn't break the law?
Yeah,
That's right.
Look, the guy who's delivering DoorDash, should he also be delivering drugs? No, we can all agree on that.
Well,
right.
but it's
but
medicine.
it's a tough economy.
You make more money with drugs than DoorDash.
I don't know. Have you tried DoorDash lately?
There we go. That's our take. Thank you very much.
Mike, meanwhile, the man who might have appreciated it is a man in Missouri. He's a father who was getting up to take his kid to school for the first day. And what does he find in his yard but an alligator?
Ooh,
and it's a pretty big one. It looked to be about 4 or 5 footer. I didn't know they even had alligators in Missouri. But he sprung to action.
I woke up this morning groggy. I'm ready to just take my kids to school. It's my daughter's first day in middle school. So she runs back. Dad, there's an alligator in front door. I'm thinking she's joking. She's trying to skip school, not go to school. Walks in front like, yeah, there's a gator. Steve Irwin, crikey, there's a gator. That's what you do. You jump in his back. And they're like, okay, I'm doing it. I crossed that off my bucket list. I'm going to wrestle alligator today.
So what he did is he put a
You
bag.
know what her dad does? Her dad's a driver for DoorDash.
I thought so. He might be. He taped a bag on the gator's head. And apparently Steve Irwin said if a gator can't see, it calms down.
I'm trying to think if the gators in Missouri, I don't think so.
No,
I think a pet, an escaped one from somebody that had one at home. I don't think they have gators in Missouri.
Why would not? Why wouldn't you?
Well,
I just don't think they don't
it's not
exist
usual.
up there.
It's not usual. They got flushed, probably, and came back. So there's a guy on YouTube. His name is Gus Johnson, probably his real name. And
Hey, I remember Gus Johnson. Wasn't he a sportscaster?
I believe he was.
Remember that guy?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
But he did a couple funny takes on YouTube of things that people do that are annoying, and there's no excuse for them. And he acts them out. Here's the list of annoying things, part 1.
I just walked through the doors of this store. I'm gonna stand right here and plan my next move.
Oh, I see that there's a car behind me in this parking lot. I'm just going to keep walking right in the middle of the driving area.
Oops, I'm in the dentist waiting room and I'm getting a phone call. Better put this one on speakerphone.
Oh, it's my turn to order after spending over 20 minutes in line? Gosh, I have no idea. I'd better start the decision-making process right now.
Part 2.
CVS didn't honor an expired coupon of mine, so I took it out on a service worker and held up the line.
Okay, guys, let's group up for a photo right in the middle of this walkway. Everybody stand a considerable distance away from the camera so as to take up as much real estate as possible.
Excuse me, do you have any cold, stinky, meaty sandwiches I can bring onto my crowded flight?
Kids, when we get to the theme park, be sure to film every second of every ride on your phones.
This museum sign says do not touch, so I will only touch it a little bit.
I will only touch it a little bit.
A little bit.
I love it. I love it.
I like that.
And let us close with this, one of my favorite comics of all time, Stephen Wright. I thought he was speaking to me when he wrote this joke.
Okay.
All hail the MRI technician.
Next week, I'm going to have an MRI to find out whether or not I have claustrophobia.
That's all I got, buddy.
We got to get out of here. Oh, man. But I bet you fit. I bet you fit in that thing.
Oh, I had lots of room. I could have played cards in there.
And thanks to your friend again. Give him a plug again.
Eric Gregoire. Eric, you're the best.
And is your wife still on the couch next to you over there?
Passed out, yes.
Wish her the very best, too.
They gave her the good stuff.
Time for the Ice Bucket Challenge for her.
We got a lot of people on IR here. Anyway, we got to take a break. We'll be back tomorrow with our bonus show. Subscribe if you haven't at MikeO'MaraShow.com because we get to do all sorts of weird things that we normally don't do on the regular program. So if you haven't subscribed to the TMOS bonus show, now's your chance to join us tomorrow on Friday's episode. We'd appreciate that. For Robb Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara bonus show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Number one, this is disgusting.
It's coming from the health sector. I just swallowed a beef.